Hi guys, my name's Subtruder and I'm the man on the Silver Mountain. Welcome back to Torment Tides of Numenera. Last off, we had just done some stuff and we were having an explore around the city of Sager's Cliff some more. And we're looking for Matt Keener, who's another Castoff like us, a murderer, and we were going to just see what was happening. And so we had moved into a new area, the name of which I can't remember. We've got someone called Eritis down there. We've got Lord Vuntgen. Well, there's people talking about the Stitches, those weird things like we found a corpse underground. Let's go and talk to him. He seems like a quest giver. Declaiming to the crowd is a well-dressed but sickly-looking man, short, dumpy, and an unhealthy shade of yellow. Despite this, he has a proud demeanour and the stentorian voice of a much larger man. He booms at you as you approach. Ah, another likely fellow. Excellent. The people have called for deliverance from this ravaging Stitchus, and a hero has answered. Most courageous of you. You are all heroes who stand up in the face of conflict. Okay.
Making a note.
All you have to do is be the first to find the rogue Stitchus that's been terrorizing Cliff's Edge. Cliff's Edge, that's where we are. Return here and tell me precisely where it is, and I'll take it from there. And you'll be rewarded, I promise you. As the head of a slave family, I owe you a favour, and my favour carries a good deal of weight. Okay. Who are the slave families? Yeah, how do I know that your word carries weight? We are the descendants of the slaves who rose up with Chilla the Great. Chilla the Great. Why do we know that name? They smashed the oligarchs who ruled the city and replaced their despotism with fair and egalitarian leadership, creating a city where anyone can achieve anything if they only try. Okay. I'm looking for an assassin. I don't know who that is, and by the sound of it, I don't want to. She sounds like a dreadful person. As he speaks, his eye twitches. He might be lying. Reading his thoughts? Yep, he's lying. Are you certain you don't know her? I know of her. That's not the same as knowing her. Okay, fair enough. And I don't know her as, what was it, Matt Keener? I know her only as the White Death. That's not true, because you recognized her name. I can read your thoughts, asshole. The council has had dealings with her before. Okay, so you don't know anything else, fine. Of course, knowing the enemy is the first step to defeating it. What exactly is a Stitchus? Horrible, undermining vermin from another world. They tunnel beneath the streets of our city, undermining our homes and causing them to collapse. Our deaths are nothing to them. They don't even believe that humans are sentient creatures. Sounds like you're doing the same thing. It's a good analogy for stuff that's been happening in politics recently. The us versus them. What else can you tell me about the roast Stitches that you're looking for? The vile thing appeared in the cliffs a few days ago, and it's been skulking around ever since. The whole neighbourhood lives in fear of it. They should be afraid. I make sure of it. Ah, so you're an asshole. Why? Some will tell you it's because this district has suffered the most from the Stitches digging. Houses collapsing on the people, others falling into the sea. There's some truth to that, but the real reason is that the people have become weak and afraid. They aren't prepared to face adversity. Indeed, if the Stitcher didn't exist, I would be tempted to invent them. For they are just what the city needs to stiffen its spine. Sage's Cliffs, our once proud empire, has abandoned its holdings and ceded its territories to autochthonous tribes and wild beasts. It's time to take them back. But how can we do that when our citizens have become lazy, timid children? They are the perfect opportunity. The weak will become... So I'm between these two because, you know, I've talked about it enough in my other videos. Conflict, you know, people without it, people do grow complacent. It is potentially an avenue for growth, and it's a very important avenue for growth. But empires do tend to only serve the lucky few people at the top, and then everyone else suffers, and there's very little to gain in general. You know, there's they may have wide-reaching advancements that do better life for everybody for a time, but then, as we've seen in the modern world even, or various historical empires in the past, as regardless of how advanced that empire has been, eventually it becomes corrupt. People take on too much in the way of power or wealth, you know, and as a result things boil down in a negative way. But he's talking about an empire of one city, so I think he's just delusional. But we'll go with that one. Indigo and Silver Tides. That's cool. Indeed, you seem a man after my own heart. I shall keep that in mind. Did I actually have an empire? Indeed, we held all the lands from here to Ornuz and Agran. That was before the slave uprising that brought the slave families to power. Some of us seek to reclaim what we lost. Oh, to live in that age. Sagas advanced so quickly back then. Okay, so how great was the empire you lost? From the shores of Garavia Sound to farthest reaches of the other place that I had trouble pronouncing. But this was centuries past, before Chilla's rebellion brought the slave families to power. Okay, so hold on. You're a member of these slave families.
Absolutely.
That obviously have risen to power as a result of what happened. But another corrupt individual. Anyway, first thing you notice about this wiry young man is the golden haze, the glow surrounding him. It sparkles in his eyes and gives his easy grin a warmth that you can feel right down to your gut. He spots you and straightens.
I know what you're thinking. How in the world did you survive that crash, Eratus? The answer is, as it always is, backflips. But hold on. How did you know my name? Never mind. Not important. Of course you know my name. I'm Eratus.
Okay, so he's got voice dialogue, which means he must be important. He plants his hands on his skinny hips and beams. Scan thoughts. This adventure is going nowhere. We are standing still. It is beginning when? Okay, something weird's going on here. Your thoughts are strange. Thoughts? Eratus' eyes widen in alarm. I try to avoid those. They have agendas, you know, thinking, planning, and plotting. He shakes his head. No, heroic instinct. That's all the best. He hears us. Impossible. I can hear your surface thoughts. Why are they so different from what you're saying? If I have thoughts, sir, then that's news to me. Are you sure he can't hear us? We are certain. What's this golden glow around you? Where? Says Eratus, turning around. Seriously, what is that golden glow around you? What glow? Okay, so how did you end up here in a crashed airship? I'm glad you asked. This is somewhat of an understatement. He looks ecstatic. I was climbing up the cliffs to Caravanserai to see how impossible it was when I saw a star falling from the reef. I knew right then that finding that star was my destiny. But what was I going to do? Climb down? Boring. Already did it the other way. Walk? Worse. Far worse. No fun at all. Tell them about the backflips. No one cares about the backflips. Tell them! Then I saw the airship docked overhead. I raced on up. borrowed the ship and pointed it at the reef. I don't know what happened next. Despite my expert piloting, the airship steered itself directly at the cliffs. I had no choice. I landed it as fast and hard as safely as possible. I never did find that falling star. At this point, someone else has found it, and it's their destiny now. Cheer up. I bet no one found that star. That's nice of you to say. You're kind, you know that? That's a rare thing these days. Very rare. People like you deserve wonderful things. And I'm going to make sure you get one. Let's travel together. Don't say no. They will lead us to glory. They will lead us to pain. Join them. Okay. Why should I let you join me? I'm an adventurer. I thought I told you. Adventure happens when I'm around, and you'll get to be part of it. But you'll have to keep up where we go. He stares at the invisible horizon. We go swiftly, strongly, and most of all, handsomely. He leans in conspiratorially. Until you get handsome, I'll cover you. Asshole. Alright, fine, you can come with. Although, just because I want to know what's happening in your head. Of course you do. I'm ready. I'm always ready. Okay, hold on. Who the fuck is this? Okay. So you got a great sword. Oh, that's badge of office. Can I steal your clothes? No. Okay, that's fine. Just curious. So he's a heavy hitter. Yeah, he hits hard. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, you know, if who's this? Mother Temaz. This woman glares at the air above her head, her fingers fretting with a single bead in a long, peculiar chain of them. Her low, angry muttering resolves into words as you get closer. Foolish boy, shivering at the crossroads, mazed by your choices. Go on and pick beauty, pick strength, pick pleasure, whatever that be. The particulars don't matter, boy. What matters is the choosing and that you do it. You talking to me? She blinks at the empty air and her hands steal to a metallic, many-faceted bead near the end of the chain. I may as well be, she says, snorting. Mother Timaz knows you, lad. Born falling you were, born in flame, shreds of your smouldered cowl streaming through the air. When you struck the ground, your bead first went cold, then hotter than the mother's hatred. She shakes her head and spits at her feet. Scarcely born you are, and learning quick, but you're still uncertain. All boys and girls are. Until they start making choices and dealing with the consequences, until they accept the cost of being adults. How do you know who I am? That's no mystery, lad, she says, flapping her hands at you. Have your bead, don't I? Formed it from a pinch of the cowl. I hear your thoughts as clear as moonlight in a cup. She sighs. You're confused, but that'll change. You'll have your feet under you soon enough. Not all of my children are as lucky.
I'll remember that.
This one, she says, showing you the bead she was speaking to before you arrived. It's carved in the shape of a malformed ring. Pico wants to escape his past. He saved a handful of shins by honest means. That is to say, it's taken him a long time, and he's too busy pissing over the options to spend it. Push him into choosing a path, lad. Do that, and I'll return your cowl to you, improved through my art and stronger than when you lost it. How should I help Pico? You haven't been listening, lad. Don't help him. Convince him to help himself. That sounds like something I can do. This is coaching. We can do this. Agonizing over a choice is foolishness. Every choice will bite you, lad. Life is building a collection of mistakes all your own. Can't disagree with that. Where can I find him? He's in Cliff's Edge. It means he's got to be around here somewhere, right? I'll talk to him, but I haven't. Please yourself. Okay, well I like you, but you're a bit creepy. Right, you've got bubbles. That Medelia glittering. Yeah, glittering. A forlorn woman stands at the edge of the cliff and jumps off. I mean, only a few broken stones marking the remnants of a home that must have recently collapsed into the ocean. 3 tiny rodents, each in its own strong glass ball, waver around her head in an indecipherable pattern. On her left shoulder sits a cat with synth steel legs, who bats lazily at the orbs whenever one ventures close enough. Kind of want to zoom in to see if those balls actually have rodents in. I can see the cat on her shoulder, but after a few moments she notices you as if coming back into herself. Oh, hello. She rummages in a pocket of her dress, produces a bundled cloth that she unrolls at her feet. A few trinkets gleam dully against the material. Is there anything I can do to help? If you come across something called a stitcher, kill it. They took my home from me. Kill every last one of them and maybe I'll be able to sleep again without screaming myself awake. Okay. Have you seen an albino woman around here? I don't know, I don't. She chokes on her words and buries her face in her hands, shaking silently as she cries. Okay. You seen an escaped slave girl? Escaped? She looks up at you, then through you. Tears roll unheeded down her cheeks. I don't know. I can't remember. She just... Did her home have her brain in, her memories in, and that's... Something weird's going on with this poor woman. She unconsciously raises a hand to where the rodents in their tiny spheres revolve around her head. One by one she touches her hand. They touch her hand and the globes disappear, leaving the 3 tiny rodents sitting in her palm. The cat on her shoulder yawns and settles in for a nap. Bay, boo and bow. Hello again, she whispers, touching each of them with a gentle fingertip. They squeak appreciation at her attention, rubbing their cheeks against her finger as she looks up at you. They're not for sale. They're like my children. I couldn't, but but can I afford not to? I don't really want the rodents. I was more curious about them, but what else have you got for sale? That's the thing that we can, maybe we can help her with that instead. What do we got? Bonded artifact, trained in stealth. Ooh. +2. Is that? -1 training level in ranged weapon skills. How much is that? 141. That might be kind of useful, actually. There's a bonded item, so it would be in one of these slots, I think. What's this? Scholaric's Archive. Or Scholarc's Archive, rather. Training in machinery. +2. Yeah, that's good as well, but that's really expensive. And these are all just consumables, aren't they? What's this? Yeah, that's a cipher. That's a cipher. I kind of want this. You acquired a bonded item. These pieces of equipment are powerful Numenera artifacts that go in a bonded equipment slot on the inventory screen. When equipped, they fuse directly to your skeleton, nervous system and organs, providing significant positive effects, but their invasive nature can produce a negative effect. You can equip up to 2 bonded items at once. If your concentration skill is at novice level, both items inflict their negative effects. If trained, you ignore the negative effects from the first item. If specialized, you shrug off all negative effects. If your skill level is in ability, one of the bonded slots is locked until you improve your concentration skill. Ah. Okay.
Not
Well, you
bad.
can have that, and that's... We'll take a look at that, like, later. Hold on. Oh, can I... Because he doesn't have anything in his ornament slot yet, so we'll give him those.
Do I look dashing or smashing?
You look stupid, shut up. Right, so I wouldn't mind that as well. But for the time being, we'll leave it. Oh, -3 initiative. This one's got minus... Yeah, no, we might come back for that, but we need to... There's our concentration stat. Saying that, our concentration stat is already specialised. So they don't... It wouldn't confer an effect, but we don't have the cash for the moment, so...
Here comes the Boredom Slayer.
Boredom Slayer, huh? What does that say? A month's old layer of dust cakes this sign, which reads something. Skur the Wise, Scholar of the Iron Wind. This facade is all that remains of a house. The rest has collapsed into the sea, hundreds of meters below. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it looks like there's some people and some things over that way, but first,
All right.
who are you? Okay, so you're goons from the lady, intoxicated lady, Hawker. Who's Hawker?
I'm going.
Okay, so you're just a person who yells stuff.
Find 'em.
Okay.
Something.
Oh, they're hawking stuff. Right, I get it, I understand now. Okay, so this has to be a bar if there's an intoxicated woman out front, right? It looks like a bar with all the eyes. What's this machine, actually? General rise and fall of pistons on this device suggest a massive mechanism, a mechanical effort. Structural similarities with the pipes in the area hint at them being part of the same machine. Okay. So there are some big machines kicking around. That's cool. Right. What else we got? We got some... They're changing god people, aren't they? Well, he looks like he's about... Teeth of the Memora. It's the Memora. That's the Memora. It's not the whatever her name is. What's this? Memavira. Memora are the ones that will eat you and take on your appearance and memories. That's what it is. I remember now.
Yes.
Let's go look up here. Looks like we've got a little bit of a motion sculpture thing going on. He's some kind of crazy martial artist
I'm ready.
who does the splits randomly. What's this? These strange triangles float serenely above a scuffed stone basin. You can't help noticing that the citizens of Sager's Cliffs are giving this monument a wide berth. The largest triangle shines brightly, radiating a soothing warmth. The middle, darker one hovers above it, turning slightly away from the first with what strikes you as disdain. The third is small, dryly amused, and so deeply indigo as to be nearly black. It's removed from the first two triangles. You hesitate. You were sensing emotions from these objects. Intent. Something is strange here. Crouch to look at the stone basin. The stone is cracked in places, but far newer than the ancient shapes that float above. You suspect the citizens of Sager's Cliffs added the basin to make the triangles look less out of place. Let's examine the smallest one, the one on top. Tiny objects spin slightly faster than the other objects. The more you stare at it, the more you sense a growing presence in the air. Icy regard of distant eyes. You blink, swaying, and a half second before you open your eyes, you hear a thunderous crack of wood on wood and a rumble of different distant voices. You snatch your hand from the triangle. Did we touch it? Well, I suppose it says examine. Study the medium-sized triangle. Staring at this triangle is disorienting. The longer you stare at it, the more you feel a tight coiling sensation in your own head. Standing on your toes and stretching, you manage to brush the triangle's icy face with your finger. The air thickens like a weight over you, and you struggle to keep your eyes open. Between the thumping of your heartbeat, you hear thousands of purposeful rhythmic footsteps treading endless stairs towards a peak of a vast echoing room. Okay, touch the large triangle. You reach out and time slows. Your hand drifts past individual motes of light dappled dust, moving into the warm glow of the large triangle. Calm warmth bleeds up your arm. When you grasp the edge of the triangle, it's somehow rigid and flexible at the same time. You blink and a strip of light unwinds ahead of you like a path through infinite murmuring dark. Behind you is an ever-shifting zoetrope of linked motionless U's. It is your past, you realise. Every second of it, every choice pouring out of you and trailing away into the black. You open your eyes, you're back at the stone ring, still touching the triangle. All three of them are watching you. You blink again. The strip of light, the surrounding darkness, and in the valley between the slow pulsing of your heart, you hear the murmurs of countless witnesses. The raised voices of your past and future companions, the heated condemnations of enemies you haven't met, and above it all, a trio of voices, one warm, one cold, one dryly practical. And they're speaking a verdict, but you can't hear them over the din. Shout for silence. Red tide. Bless me. You bellow in the dark, clenching your fists, and the crowd instantly falls silent. So do the judges. In the echoing silence that follows, you realise that you are alone. You always were. You stride on. The path unravels before you every step. Your past unspools behind you. Step off the path. You step into the dark and the path shifts obediently to follow you. Your choices define it and not the other way round. You open your eyes. The three triangles hang in the air exactly as they did before, unmoving and silent. The vision is gone, and yet you can still feel the choices you've made. Curving away behind you in a string of jewels, you straighten, moving into the future breath by breath. You suddenly notice a message carved into the stone ring beneath the triangles. Judge yourself. As you watch, it slowly fades away. Let's try that again, shall we? No? Okay. Let's talk to this crazy man who's doing all the kung fu. Large, well-muscled man is practicing some form of martial art as you look on. He is wearing an old white rough woven coat with the sleeves torn off, and a red bandana is wrapped tightly around his head. He seems to be moving much faster than his size suggests is possible. So he's Ryu from Street Fighter. He glides between stances as swiftly as water. His fists are blurring hammers striking at invisible enemies. His bare, calloused feet snap and slash at the air like knives. Have you seen...
I'll remember that.
A girl? Yes, I've seen her crawling out of a fissure in one of the collapsed houses in this district. She is likely hiding, but I did not pry into her affairs. Okay. When did you learn to fight like that? By challenging the deadliest creatures and studying their killing blows. I lack claws or teeth, but I do the best I can. Okay, you're very fast. Yes, Hayden says. The Drabill's gift. His hand slips around an invisible assailant's arm. He snaps it with a... Oh, he's yelling moves. Okay, I understand. You must be wondering why I'm shouting. No, but yeah, why not? I'm not surprised. I must look like a lunatic. It helps me focus my breathing, my strength and will. It reminds me of how weak I once was and how strong I've become. Years ago, I was a starving beggar. I managed to steal a wedge of pie crust and was terrified that someone else would take it from me, so I hid inside a metal structure over there to enjoy my feast. The stale crust crumbled into pieces between my eager fingers, and something strange happened. They drifted towards the ground like the softest of snowflakes. I was able to pluck each of them from the air before they fell. At first I was delighted, then I wept. How far had I fallen that clean food was a miracle? But the miracle never ended. The longer I lived in that shelter, the more I could slow the world by concentrating. I swore to never waste this gift. I would honor it by becoming stronger, faster, and I would challenge the predators of the world to take their killing blows from them. I would never be prey again. I bet I'm faster than you. Silver Tide raised a small amount. Fair enough. You're not the first to think so. I should warn you that all the others are dead. That's not a threat. I only fight to the death. But I accept your challenge. I'll need to see if you're good enough to face me. A slow punch first. Some challenges are braggarts, but they don't deserve death. Block the punch and strike back. With all of it. Because we're a boss. Success. You bat his fist aside and aim yours at his nose. He lowers his head, dashing your knuckles off his forehead. I underestimated you. That won't happen again. Tell me when you're ready for the next round. Ready for the next part of your test. So am I, but prepare yourself. I will not hold back this time. Faster now. Parry and counterattack. He won't... We're going to wear ourselves out doing this on strength, but he stumbles back, blinking and smiling. You're ready. So, yeah, we hit him, right? Yeah, we hit him. Well, have I passed all your tests? You have, but I will remind you one more time. This will be a fight to the death. Are you certain you want to do this? A short fight, one kick at full speed is deadly enough. Maybe later, just in case he fucks us up. Good, think it over. I wouldn't have you commit to a fight with your whole heart. Fair enough. Is there anything else we need to... Why do you insist on fighting to the death? I fight to learn my opponent's most powerful techniques. How can I be certain they'll use them unless death is on the line? Can't necessarily agree, but okay. Right. So, that's shiny looking. What's that? Fins in. Examine the device. So it's a machine casts a long shadow. As you study it, your breath stutters in your chest and your hands shake. You can't help feeling as though you have stood in this exact spot before. Jumble of mismatched parts make up this once functional generator. You notice a familiar circinate symbol etched into the metal like a maker's mark. Okay, well, I apparently don't know any more than that at the moment, so that's fine. Who are you? Tormented levy. Loss of self. This young woman clutches herself and growls low and continuously under her breath. Pearly white light shimmers from a vial on her wrist, and her eyes are red-rimmed, as if she's been crying. You've never seen her before, and yet your hands are sweating, and your breath catches in your inherited chest. Shame burns your throat hot and sour. Your body recognizes her, even if you do not. This isn't you. Only I am real. You don't need to fight me. Leave me alone. You took my face, stole my family. Whisper at me in my own voice. This isn't enough. Isn't that enough? Isn't that... She breaks off when she sees you. She's in my head and she won't shut up. Talk loud. Talk over her so I can hear you. You hear a woman in your head? Yes, now stop talking about her. It brings her forward and she clings. She whines and she won't stop. So please stop talking about her. I'm not some woman, I'm you. Please let me in. What is that shining object you're holding? She flinches but reveals the vial strapped to her wrist. It glows with an inner light, and tiny ripples within seem to cast moving shadows on her palm. I woke up one night in a building I'd never seen before. I found this beneath a pile of blackened scales. If you shake it, it makes pictures. Watch. She jiggles the vial and holds up her other hand. Indistinct shadows mimic the motions on her palm. I don't think it's a dangerous weapon. There's no point. Why are you holding on to it? Because I feel like it was mine? At any rate, it's mine now, and I don't need more of a reason than that. It's mine. I don't need more of a reason than that. Okay. I want to ask you something else.
I'll remember that.
The little girl, I've seen her crawling into the ruined house over there. I've been worried about her, but I had my own problems lately. Okay. Right, I want to know about this woman in your brain. No, every time I think about her, she inches closer to me, pulls on my arm. Stop asking about her, please. Closer. You want to let me in. Why fight me? Okay. Bye then.
Why not?
Troubled Levy. Or tormented Levy. The face of this armoured man is oddly generic, almost as if it was designed to be forgettable. His livery marks him as a soldier in the service of Sage Cliffs, a levy. The word comes easily to your mind, yeah, because we talked to the guys in the Order of Truth earlier. He stares past you, turning a small charred object over and over in his hands, whispering to himself. His over-large eyes are red, wet, and haunted. Greetings, how can I help you? He closes his eyes hard, as if trying to crush visions that are troubling him. Despite that, his mind feels like a complete blank to you. What's wrong with you? I'm wrong, rotten, made of the wrong pieces and tied together with blackened wire. Please go. What are you holding? I'm holding my shame. Okay. Crudely made wooden bird lies there, painted in pink and pale blues, charred around the edges. That bird represents your shame? Represents? No. This is my shame, and I'm holding it. I can't put it down. Okay. I want to ask you about someone. No, I can't. Find another levy, please. I can't report crime. No, please, no. Need directions. I can't help you. I'm wrong. I'm lost. You're lost. Yes, no. I know where I am. I know everywhere. I've been... Okay, you're just strange and broken then. Bye.
Action! Here I come!
Oh, shush. Right. Oh, there's Pico. That's the dude that we need. That's the dude that we need to talk to for the old lady. We'll talk to the cultist afterwards. Sup, friend? Why do we need to get you to help yourself? The mutant boy gazes at the entrance of the chirurgical parlour. Okay, so that's this place up here. Flinching at each scratch of razor metal on metal from within. By your estimation, he is in his late teens, but is the size of a young, malnourished child. His arms are little more than bone wrapped in red, speckled skin, and a raw line zigzags down between his mismatched eyes and over his blade of a nose, as if pointing directly at his thin lips. He sees you looking, and the bird-like muscles flex in his frail jaw. Get a good look. Or maybe you want to call me some names? I hear eggshell a lot. Or maybe lightning bolt. I get that one from time to time. Don't let me stop you. Call me some names. Laugh. do it now, because in another few minutes, I'll be the one laughing. You threatening me? What? Look at me. I have to be an idiot to threaten you. That's not what I meant. I'm not going to be the butt of everyone's joke anymore. Electricity sizzles within the nearby parlour. This time he does not flinch away. Lighting flickers trapped in his... I think that should be lightning. In his determined eyes. I have some money, alright. I'm going to use it to change myself. Change everything I can. Is he the guy who could be a sign? What sort of changes are you considering? Why do you care? I'm sure you have business somewhere in the city. I don't want any trouble. Why did you look at me strangely earlier? Doesn't feel good to be stared at, does it? He's forgotten me. Doesn't matter. His words to me then mean the same to me now. Can everybody buy improvements at the parlour? Yes, you pay the keeper and the drones remake your body the way you want. Well, the Temaz sent me. I want to help. Oh, he says, blushing. She knows. Of course she knows. And that means you know too. Fine, I'm scared, alright? I've had this ugly face, this body, my entire life. I've saved up to change myself, my future. Maybe I can become strong enough to deal with the people who hurt me. Or maybe I can fix my face. I can do that, but then I'll still be small. Despite the anger in his voice, tears are shining in the corner of his eyes.
Making a note.
I can only use the machines in the parlour once, understand? It's too expensive. I spent years saving up all this money, and it's not enough to fix me. Opens a pouch to display moderately impressive collection of coins. Poor lad, he whispers. All that coin must be weighing him down. We should lighten his load. Boy, in this state, I got 100 scams that would work. Oh, if only he'd let me. No. Screw you. You're the worst kind of con man. We're gonna... Maybe we'll get rid of you at some point. Because you're an arse. Before I say anything, I want to ask some questions. Alright. Where did you get the idea to use the... Oh, I thought that maybe you... But I guess it doesn't matter. You're the one they call the Changing God, right? We've met before, 5 years ago. Some stupid kids rubbed my face in a mud puddle to fill the crack. You found me sitting in the puddle. I was upset. You told me that you changed all the time and I could too for a price. Do you remember? He's got to remember me. He took an interest in me back then for some reason. That was my predecessor. You changed. I don't understand. It wasn't bad advice. I wanted a different future, and he helped me find a way to get there. That's fair enough. I don't really want to give him additional funds because there's no reason for it. Should we tell him to change his appearance so that he feels good, or make him stronger so that he's not bullied anymore? So ordinarily I'd go through a lot more questions than what we've been given here for something like this, because it's a big thing, changing your body to conform to things or to build yourself up in various ways. But if we're thinking about this in the Ninth World, in the medieval sci-fantasy kind of setting here, it probably doesn't matter how good you look if you can defend yourself. So I'm thinking we tell him that he's better off becoming stronger to defend himself, because then things won't eat him. Because something that's going to eat you don't care how good you look as long as you're tasty.
Making a
So we'll go with that. He blinks, startled by the authority in your voice, then a smile spreads across his face, so tentatively that it seems to be testing his face to make sure it will hold the weight. I knew it was him. That's just what he said years ago. But would that have been the case all along? That's it, isn't it? I can scare off the people who tease me or throw rocks. I can take different kinds of work, earn money faster, and come back here again. That's it. Thank you. You're welcome. Best of luck. Oh, he seems... I don't know if he's actually grown bigger, but this feels even better than I dreamed. Good for you. Okay, well we can go and talk to Mother Temaz again in a sec. Maybe we'll go in there and talk about our own potential improvements, but we've got some cultists here. Greetings, beloved vessel. Surprise briefly registers on the cultist's face when she sees you, then slightly inclines her head in respect. Okay. You seem less deferential than some of the other cultists. Why? Not all of us revere your father. We simply honour him for his boundless wisdom and bottomless knowledge. We wish to emulate him, but worship him, no. Okay. Good day to you then. You have anything interesting to say? No? Okay.
Why, of course.
It's fair enough. We'll go... we'll head down to Mother Temaz and pick up our reward for helping the kid. What now, lad? I need to talk to you about Pico. Hey, what of him? Aye. Solved his problem. Have you? Mother Temaz's eyes unfocus, her fingers trace the borders of the hollow bead. Mayhap you did. A strong lad can solve most of the problems that come his way until his strength fails him, that is. I know you did what you thought was right, but we know that life is more than one choice, don't we? And now he'll make the next one on his own, mayhap. Take the cowl, lad. You earned it.
I'll remember that.
Cool. Ooh, cowl shield. That's cool. Off with you. You've done enough here. Awesome. We get a shield as well now. Oh. Can we not? Oh, okay. Fair enough. I don't know why I did that. That was odd. Oh, hold on. What? Oh, ciphers. Right, got it. Yeah. Okay, well, now let's... How long have we been going? In fact, do you know what? We've done some bits and pieces. Oh, it's on my back. That's cool. In fact, yeah, I said I wanted to take a look
Here comes the boredom slayer.
over here at the lady. Well, there's the cat. I don't... Yeah, no, the don't seem to be any rodents or anything actually in those spheres, unfortunately. But the cat's cool. I'll keep...
All right.
Yeah, enjoy the cat. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to save here. Excuse me. And we'll call it quits for now, and we'll come back next time and continue looking for this child, continue looking for Matkina, and you know, hopefully find some other stuff along the way. So thank you very much for coming with me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this at all entertaining, then please drop us a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.